ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Yes, Lord.
Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. We are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 22. Prithu Maharaj is meeting with the Kumaras. So, we have just completed the section where Sanat Kumar completes the instructions to Maharaj Prithu. So, these are like extremely qualified personalities who are talking about the process of devotional service. We just go back to the two shloka and the translations of these two shlokas, 39 and 40. Yeah, please. Just translation.
Translation. The devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome hard knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult, the non devotees, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So this is how the Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Vasudevam, right? And the next shloka talks about that the ocean of nescience is very difficult to cross and has many dangerous sharks. Although those who are non devotees undergo the severe austerities and the penances to cross the ocean, we recommend you to simply take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Right. Here we have seen the V means four Kumaras. They are recommending you. You is the Prithu Maharaj. Extreme qualification on both the sides. This is something very important. Sometimes we feel when we are extremely qualified or knowledgeable or something like that, we have to do some extremely complicated thing. Right. But that is hardly the case in life. And especially in Kali Yuga, that the the greatest things are the simplest things in life. So therefore, they are saying we recommend you. Very powerful words. We are the Chatush Kumar. You is Prithu Maharaj to simply take shelter of the Supreme Lord through the process of devotional service. And this is how you can very easily cross. By taking the shelter of his lotus feet, you will overcome all the dangers. Bhagavad Gita, the same message goes, right? So this is how Sanat Kumar has completed his instructions to Maharaj Prithu. Now these are very amazing instructions because the Supreme Lord, when he is in front, he is very pleased with Maharaj Prithu. He says, Maharaj Prithu, you will be blessed with the darshan of Chatush Kumar. Just look at this. Even Lord is so excited that Chatush Kumar are going to meet Maharaj Prithu. Correct. It is so nice. It is. Correct. Like, we have some preaching program or counselor meeting, and you tell the younger counselee that, oh, you will be blessed with association of such and such devotee, another devotee in the counseling group. The counselor tells like that, right? So this is very, very amazing. And Chatush Kumar again, Chatush Kumar means 4 boys who have come there, who are just 5 years old. So this is very beautiful section of Bhagavatam. Text 41. Maitreya Uvacha स एवं ब्रह्मपुत्रेण कुमारेण आत्मवेधसा दर्शत आत्मगति सम्यक् प्रशस्य उवाच तं नृपः. Translation.
The great sage Maitreya continued, being thus enlightened in complete spiritual knowledge by the son of Brahma, one of the Kumaras, who was complete in spiritual knowledge, the king worshipped them in the following words. Purport. In this verse, the word Atma Medasa is commented upon by Shripada Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who says that Atmani means unto Lord Krishna, Paramatmani. Lord Krishna is Paramatma. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna, Brahma Samhita 5.1. Therefore, one whose mind is acting fully in Krishna consciousness is called Atma Medaha. This may be contrasted to the word Grahamedi, which refers to one of whose brain is always engrossed with thoughts of material activities. The Atma Medaha is always thinking of Krishna's activities in Krishna consciousness. Since Sanat Kumara, who was a son of Lord Brahma, was fully Krishna conscious, he could point out the path of spiritual advancement. The word Atma Gatihi refers to that path of activities by which one can make progress in understanding Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Maitreya continued. Being thus enlightened in the complete spiritual knowledge, sa evam Brahmaputrena. Who is enlightening? Brahmaputrena. The Kumaras, the Chatush Kumar, they are enlightening, who are Atma Medhasa, well versed in the spiritual knowledge, deep personalities, right? It is like, the cheapest example we can give that we can understand is it is like uh, Dhoni teaching you how to do captaincy, right? So these are like Brahmaputrena, Kumarena, Atma Medasa, and the sons of Brahma, who was complete in the spiritual knowledge. The king worshipped them in the following words. The king worshipped Prashasya Uvacha Tam Nripa. Nripa, the king, began to worship Chatush Kumar with following words. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains the word Atma Medasa means Atmani, unto the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is Paramatma. So Atma Medha means one whose intelligence is focused on Paramatma, that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called as Atma Medasa. And this is exactly opposite to the words Grihamedhi, which refers to that one whose brain is always engrossed in the thoughts of material activities. Right, constantly thinking of Bhoga Ishwarya Prasaktanam, Taya Aparita Chetasam. This is the Grihamedhi. And therefore, Atmamedhi means one who is thinking about the activities of Krishna consciousness. So when we are thinking about Krishna consciousness, activities of Krishna consciousness, or our daily activities, performing them in Krishna consciousness, then we become Atmamedasa. Here the Sanat Kumar, who is the son of Lord Brahma, Brahmaputrena, is fully Krishna conscious. Right? They are the pure devotees, fully Krishna conscious, and that they are on a path of the highest spiritual advancement. And they described here. What did they describe? They described Atmagati. So Brahmaputrena, Atmamedasa, describing Atmagati, how to progress in understanding Krishna, and therefore these instructions of the Kumaras are extremely valuable. So all these Mahajans are, they come in Srimad Bhagavatam and give their association. So here Chatush Kumar, they are giving association to through Prithu Maharaj to all of us. Text 42. राजोवाच कृतो मे अनुग्रह पूर्वं हरिणा आर्त अनुकंपिना तमापादयितुं ब्रह्मन् भगवन् यूयम् आगताः. Translation.
Translation. The king said, O Brahmana, O powerful one, formerly Lord Vishnu showed me his causeless mercy, indicating that you would come to my house, and to confirm that blessing you have all come. Purport. When Lord Vishnu appeared in the great arena of sacrifice at the time when King Prithu was performing a great sacrifice, Ashwamedha, he predicted that the Kumaras would very soon come and advise the king. Therefore, Prithu Maharaj remembered the causeless mercy of the Lord and thus welcomed the arrival of the Kumaras who were fulfilling the Lord's prediction. In other words, when the Lord makes a prediction, he fulfills that prediction through some of his devotees. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that both his glorious names and the Hare Krishna Mahamantra would be broadcast in all the towns and villages of the world. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada desired to fulfill this great prediction, and we are following in their footsteps. Regarding his devotees, Lord Krishna told Arjuna, Kaunteya Prati Janahi Name Bhaktah Pranasyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee will never perish. Bhagavatam 9.31. The point is that the Lord himself could declare such things, but it was his desire to make the declaration through Arjuna and thus doubly assured that his promise would never be broken. The Lord himself promises, and his confidential devotees execute the promise. The Lord makes so many promises for the benefit of suffering humanity. Although the Lord is very compassionate upon suffering humanity, human beings are generally not very anxious to serve him. The relationship is something like that between the father and the son. The father is always anxious for the welfare of the son, even though the son forgets or neglects the father. The word anukampina is significant. The Lord is so compassionate upon the living entities that he comes himself into this world in order to benefit fallen souls. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamay aham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Bhagavatam 4.7. Thus, it is out of compassion that the Lord appears in his different forms. Lord Sri Krishna appeared on this planet out of compassion for fallen souls. Lord Buddha appeared out of compassion for the poor animals who were being killed by the demons. Lord Narsimha appeared out of compassion for Prahlad Maharaj. The conclusion is that the Lord is so compassionate upon the fallen souls within this material world that he comes himself or sends his devotees and his servants to fulfill his desire to have all the fallen souls come back home, back to Godhead. Thus, Lord Sri Krishna instructed Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna for the benefit of the entire human society. Intelligent men should therefore seriously consider this Krishna consciousness movement and fully utilize the instructions of Bhagavad Gita as preached without adulteration by his pure devotees. Hare Krishna.
Rajovaj, the king, Prithu Maharaj Prithu said, O Brahman, O Bhagavan, you Yamagataha, all you have arrived here, and it is as per the prediction, Purvam Hari Artanukampina. The Purvam, previously, Lord Hari, Lord Vishnu, Artha Anukampinaha, who is very compassionate to the people in distress, he had predicted your arrival. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that Lord Vishnu appeared in the great arena of the Prithu Maharaja's failed sacrifice. Okay, that was the failed sacrifice. 100th sacrifice, the horse was, not being sacrificed there, and it was not. He was Harish. Prithu Maharaj never became Shatakratu. He could never perform the 100th sacrifice. But Lord was pleased, extremely pleased with Maharaj Prithu. He appeared there, blessed Maharaj Prithu, and also predicted that you will receive even greater blessing by in the association of such great personalities. And Maharaj Prithu remembers that and says, previously the Lord predicted this. And Prabhupada says, whenever Lord predicts, so what is the absolute truth? So, see, one thing is we have to speak the truth. That means the truth is there, and when our speech should conform to the truth which is there. But in case of the absolute truth, what happens is whatever the Lord speaks becomes the truth, right? That is the absolute truth. So when the Lord said they will appear, invariably they appeared. This is how the relationship between the Lord and his devotees. Prabhupada says, when a Lord makes a prediction, he fulfills that prediction through some of his devotees. Right? And similarly, here Lord Hari made a prediction, and here Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made a prediction. Prithvi tyache yad nagaradigram sarvatra prachar hoibe moranam. That in every town and village, the holy names of Gaur Nitai will be sung across the globe. And this is the prediction. And Prabhupada says that when this prediction was made by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then similar prediction was made by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj desired to fulfill the great prediction, and we are also following in the footsteps, right? And Srila Prabhupada really made that prediction very, very come true. So, this is, and that's why Srila Prabhupada is a very special Acharya who made bhakti flow. Recently, there was a Sangam of Sri Sampradaya Acharyas, and one of our very senior devotee from ISKCON. And Sri Sampradaya Acharyas, they were so wholeheartedly glorifying Srila Prabhupada, comparing Srila Prabhupada directly with Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya. Right? This is the appreciation, and this is the kind of a quality of work Srila Prabhupada did. So Prabhupada is also predicted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Senapati Bhakta. Mahaprabhu says, my Senapati Bhakta will come and he will spread the mission. Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulakasha, Abhira Shumbha Yavana Kasadaya. Right. Further, Srila Prabhupada says, the Lord could have, it's same the thing the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Kaunteya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. The Lord could have personally declared, but he says, Kaunteya, Arjuna, you declare this. Why? Because sometimes Lord breaks his promise for the higher cause. Right? He said that he will not pick up the weapon in the battle. He picked it up anyways. He ran away from the battle, Ranuchorji. But the word of a devotee, Lord will never break. Satyam Vidatum Nijabhritya Bhashitum. That the word of the devotee, Lord will never break. And therefore, he makes Arjuna make this announcement. And then Prabhupada writes extremely beautiful lines here. The Lord himself promises, and his confidential devotees execute the promise. The Lord makes so many promises for the benefit of the suffering humanity. Although the Lord is very compassionate upon the suffering humanity, human beings are generally not very anxious to serve him. Just like the father is always anxious for the welfare of the son, even though the son forgets or neglects the father. The classic Singhania case, right? Raymond's. So, this is called as Anukampita. The Lord is so compassionate upon the living entities that he comes himself in the world or sends his pure devotees time to time. Yada yada hi dharmasya. This is the Anukampa of the Supreme Lord. Avatar is Anukampa. Prabhupada says, Lord Krishna appeared out of compassion for the fallen souls. Lord Buddha appeared for the compassion on the poor animals. And Lord Nrsimhadev appeared for the compassion of the little child Prahlad, who was suffering so much. The Lord is so compassionate, conclusion is that upon the fallen souls that he comes and he time to time sends his devotees. And Prabhupada says, now Prabhupada's appeal, here. Out of compassion, the Lord instructed Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna for the benefit of entire human society. Intelligent men should therefore seriously consider Krishna consciousness movement and fully utilize the instruction in Bhagavad Gita as preached without adulteration by his pure devotees. Right? So, and this is how. So, Anukampa of the Supreme Lord, Anukampa, avatar is Anukampa. Right? This is the beautiful statement. Avatar is equal to Anukampa. And Prabhupada gives 3 examples here. Text 43. निष्पादितश्च कार्ष्णेन भगवद्भिः गृणालुभिः साधुच्छिष्टं हि मे सर्वम् आत्मना सह किं ददे. Translation.
My dear Brahmana, you have carried out the order thoroughly because you are also as compassionate as the Lord. It is my duty, therefore, to offer you something. But all I possess are but remnants of food taken by great saintly persons. What shall I give? Purport. The word Sadhuchittam is significant in this verse. Prithu Maharaj got his kingdom from great saintly persons like Brigu and others, just as one gets remnants of food. After the death of King Vena, the whole world was bereft of popular ruler. There were so many catastrophes occurring that the great saintly persons, headed by Brigu, created the body of King Prithu out of the body of his dead father, King Vena. Since King Prithu was thus offered the kingdom by the virtue of the mercy of great saintly persons, he did not want to divide his kingdom among saints like the Kumaras. When a father is eating food, he may, out of compassion, offer the remnants of his food to his son. Although such food may be already chewed by the father, it cannot be offered to the father again. Ritu Maharaja's position was something like that. Whatever he possessed had already been chewed, and therefore he could not offer it to the Kumaras. Indirectly, however, he offered everything he possessed to the Kumaras, and consequently, they utilize his possessions in whatever way they like. The next verse clarifies this matter.
Maharaj Prithu says that, my dear Brahmanas, you have thoroughly carried out the order of the compassionate Supreme Lord, Bhagavat. Look at the words, Bhagavat Dhi Grunalubihi. Grunalubihi means the supremely compassionate, the Supreme Lord, and you have carried out his order. And now it is my duty to offer you something. But what can I offer? Everything in my life is already Sadhu Uchishta. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says Sadhu Uchishta here means the very body that Maharaj Prithu received was out of mercy of the sadhus. Because the great sadhus like Maharaj, like Bhrigu Muni and others, they churned the deadly body of Vena. And then after Bahuka was released from the body of the Vena, which is the sin personified, Nishadha, then appeared Prithu and Archi from the body of Vena. So the body is given by the sadhus, and similarly the kingdom is also given by the sadhus. So Maharaj Prithu is saying, already I am living on the sadhu uchishta. What can I give? And Prabhupada says indirectly, Maharaj Prithu says, my dear Sanat Kumar, my dear Kumaras, I offer you everything I have in my possession at your service. And Prabhupada says the next verse will clarify this more. Text 44. प्राणाधारा सुता ब्रह्मन् गृहा च स परिच्छदाः राज्यं बलं महीकोश इति सर्वं निवेदितम्. Translation.
The king continued, therefore, my dear Brahmanas, my life, wife, children, home, furniture, and household paraphernalia, my kingdom, strength, land, and especially my treasury, are all offered unto you. Purport. In some readings, the word dara is not used, but the word used is raya, which means wealth. In India, there are still wealthy persons who are recognized by the state as Raya. A great devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was called Ramananda Raya because he was governor of Madras and very rich. There are still many holders of the title Raya, Raya Bahadur, Raya Chaudhary, and so on. The dara or wife is not permitted to be offered to the Brahmanas. Everything is offered to worthy persons who are able to accept charity, but nowhere it is found that one offers his wife. Therefore, in this case, the reading Raya is more accurate than Dara. Also, since Prithu Maharaj offered everything to the Kumaras, the word Kosha, treasury, need not be separately mentioned. Kings and emperors used to keep a private treasury which was known as Ratna Bhanda. The Ratna Bhanda was a special treasury room which contained special jewelries such as bangles, necklaces, and so on, which were presented to the kings by the citizens. This jewelry was kept separate from regular treasury house where all the collected revenues were kept. Thus, Prithu Maharaj offered his stock of private jewelry to the lotus feet of the Kumaras. It has already been admitted that all the king's property belonged to the Brahmanas and that Prithu Maharaj was simply using it for the welfare of the state. If it were actually the property of the Brahmanas, how could it be offered again to them? In this regard, Sripada Sridhara Swami has explained that this offering is just like the servant's offering of food to his master. The food already belongs to the master, for the master has purchased it, but the servant, by preparing food, makes it acceptable to the master and thus offers it to him. In this way, everything belonging to Prithu Maharaj was offered to the Kumaras. Hare Krishna.
So now Prithu Maharaj says, what all things I am offering? Pranadara Suta Brahman Grahascha Saparischida Rajyam Balam Mahi Kosham Iti Sarvam Niveditam. Everything that I have, my dear Brahmanas, my life. And here Prabhupada says the word instead of Dara, that should be used as a Raya, that my home, children, furniture, household paraphernalia, my kingdom, Rajyam, Balam, my strength, Mahi, land, Kosham, and the private treasury, everything is offered unto you. And then they mean it. It is not that, it's something poetic. They will really mean it. Right. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that many readings the word Dara is used, and many readings the word Raya is used. So here the word Dara actually means Raya, and Raya means the great wealth or the treasure. And previously, such very wealthy or significant people used to be called with the word Raya. Prabhupada gives example, Ramananda Rai. We also have studied Raja Ram Mohan Rai. He came from a very wealthy family. And Raja Ram Mohan Rai, his parents were great devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And actually, Raja Ram Mohan Rai's parents, uh, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was very dear to the parents of Raja Ram Mohan Rai. So much so, they gave a huge donation to Gaudiya Math. And every day, morning and night, evening, the prasad used to go from Gaudiya Math to the house of Raja Ram Mohan Roy's parents. And at that place, actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur previously, he came across Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Right. But Raja Ram Mohan Roy, somehow he just he just messed up the whole thing. It's like Vena born to Anga, and he went on a different path only altogether. So Raya, okay, coming back to Raya. So Raya is, a great personality. So Ramananda Rai, Professor Rai Chaudhary. Okay, we have a professor Pankaj Roy Gupta. Okay, so the word Raya is used. Nowadays they call it Roy, and then later it became Voice Roy, like that it is. But it is the real word is Raya. Like Rao, right? Like C.N.R. Rao, he said that we are actually Marathi people, and his ancestors that traveled from Kolhapur to Bangalore, and like Krishna Rao Deshmukh, and that Deshmukh just went away, and this Rao only remained, and he says that that's how he is like C.N.R. Rao now, Bharat Ratna. Okay, so Raya, Rao, these are the honorific titles. Prabhupada says here there is no question of offering one's wife. Okay, so that's why this is very important point here, that one should not be stupid in the name of submission, right? So like there are many cases and many religions these things happen, and the latest case being that the Nashik is like too many cases are going on around Nashik. So we are talking about that Kharat case where it is just simply a stupidity. And people in distress can become so brainless that, let's not discuss it. So there is another private treasury which is called as Ratna Bhandar. So Ratna Bhandar or Ratna Bhanda is the special treasury which the king possessed, and this is not part of the state treasury. Like this is the king's personal treasury. Like Maharaj Ranjit Singh, his special treasury was Kohinoor. And he was such a great devotee of Jagannath. We don't read here all this in history, right? You can, but now as bad and leftist the Wikipedia has become, but you can hear read this on the Wikipedia, history of Kohinoor. So Ranjit Singh, the last king of the Punjab, Lahore, and he just controlled like entire Pakistan and Afghanistan. Very very powerful king. He's like Shivaji Maharaj of Chhatrapati Shivaji of Punjab, Ranjit Singh. And he had Kohinoor, and his intense desire was Kohinoor should be offered to Lord Jagannath at Jagannath Puri. But somehow not he had not capable ministers, and then the Britishers plotting, and currently the Kohinoor ended up in the British Museum, and till the day the Kohinoor remains in Britain, Britain will be destroyed because that is the stolen property of Lord Jagannath, right? And so, anyway, coming back, so Kohinoor was the Ratna Bhandar of Maharaj Ranjit Singh. If you read in Wikipedia that Britishers in 1818 they looted Shaniwarwada, the Peshwa's private property, and and then there's a 7-story huge building. They set it on fire, and what remains is only the base, what we see at Shaniwarwada. And the loot is also mentioned in on Wikipedia, that what kind of Ratna Bhandar the kings used to maintain, right? So, and then finally, Prithu Maharaj is feeling that everything is sadhu uchishta. What can I offer? And Srila Prabhupada quotes, here Sridhara Swami, who says that just like the master prepares the food and the servant prepares the food and offers to the master, or the child takes money from the father and buys some rose and something and says happy birthday father. So anyway, it's father's money, what happy birthday, but the emotion, that feeling is highly appreciated, the feeling of service, although everything belongs to the Maharaj. uh, you know he feels that everything belongs to the sadhus. I'm still offering everything back to sadhus, although it is sadhu uchishta. So we will conclude here and continue tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, everyone. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhupada.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you,
Prabhupada.
Krishna.
Everyone, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prabhupada.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Prabhuji. Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.